the sense the lessons start today. Okay. Start on. So anyway, we'll give them time to join others. So as of now, 17 have joined. So you people have got this book, right? Textbook, all of you. So the first so you people have practiced your kanas, right? Hiragana, and I told you to write words. Katakana we'll see and speak. Can anyway you can write katakanas. See the katakana words in the appendix, nouns and others. Write them. That is good practice. And as we go, we'll see katakana. But hiragana is something that you'll have to write. Now, suppose you're taking down notes also. Later, you'll be taking notes down in hiragana. So you'll write Japanese using hiragana. Of course, slowly you'll get into kanjis too. So writing kanjis, understand, you understand kanjis. And later when you get, you get to know so many kanjis, you start writing them. Anyway, you will have to read kanjis. So I'll just try to, go back to things I told you the last few classes. Last week. It's, and this week too, early this week. When did we start? Last week or this week? Previous classes, no?
Last week.
Last week. Okay. So I told you about the sounds in Japanese. Every language has sounds. And if you have to write those sounds, because words are made of sounds. So definitely when you write words, you need to use something to write. That is the alphabets. Alphabets are these kanas. So you have kanas even in your, the languages that you know. Those are alphabets, right? And you every word is, so many sounds, So that's how you read those words, anything written. Or if anything is spoken, those words you write, you use kanas to write. And 46 sounds and you have 46 kanas. You have katakana and hiragana and katakana. I told you where you use katakana. Katakana used to write those words which have come into Japanese, or those words which are written in Japanese, and those words are not, they didn't come up in Japan. They are from languages, outside Japan. Any language that have, any the words which have had their origins in a foreign language. Okay. And those words have come into Japanese. And any other word not from their language, also you write, like your names. Okay. Your names. They have not come into Japanese. But when you write your names, you'll have to write them in katakana. Then I told you, remember, I told you this also. Katakana are used to write, those words, Japanese words, which normally are written in kanji. But the kanjis are very difficult. Not difficult, very they have plenty of strokes, many strokes, and these are small, very common, ordinary words, where the kanjis are very complicated. So then, how can kanjis be complicated? Number of strokes, and sometimes some kanjis, some words, you may have, it's just one word, you have two kanjis, plenty of strokes. All this, those words are written in katakana. So any Japanese will know. If you have a word in katakana, they will know that the kanjis are difficult or not difficult. But why should I say difficult? Are complicated kanjis. Uh, katakana is used. They will know. These will have to normally be written in either hiragana or kanji. But why is it written in katakana? It's just to tell you that these normally are written in kanji, but kanjis are like that. So it's better to write them in katakana. Okay, so that's again another thing. Then I told you names of animals are generally written in katakana. Okay. See, there is this, mice, no? Mouse or mice. They are, they're called Nezumi. That's how you say mice in Nezumi. And if you see, the names will be in, this Nezumi will be written in katakana. Names of birds, names of animals, and all that. You can see the convention is to write them in katakana. And there are so many animals. Most of the animals, there are animals which are there in Japan, native to Japan. But there are so many animals you see in zoos, animals you see in a zoo, those are not from there, no? They could be from some other country. So naturally, those also written, so the names of animals are written in katakana. Okay. Like, Rayon is lion, written in katakana. So generally that. Then of course, I told you where you'll find katakana being used. You see any ad in a paper, Japanese newspaper, you see ads, you see plenty of katakana there. Like, definitely, sale is sale. That will have to be written in katakana, but so many other things are written in katakana where katakana is not supposed to be used, where normally hiragana is supposed to be used, but then they use katakana like that. Or kanji, but they use katakana just to, draw your attention to things, right? So that is it. So there they use katakana. So katakana generally you'll see. So in any given sentence, you will find kanji, you will find hiragana, you will find katakana. Now, what does hiragana? Where is hiragana used? Now, as of now, hiragana is used to write anything in Japanese. Anything in Japanese. Now, you hear somebody speak Japanese, you take down, Now, suppose you're a journalist or something, you take down things in hiragana. Of course, Japanese do use kanjis. They take down kanji, they write kanjis too. But you can write anything that is spoken in Japanese in hiragana. Okay, that's no. But the only thing is, later you may have problem in understanding what is what. So if you use the kanji, you will know the meaning. I told you, I gave you the other day. I, I wrote the kanjis. No? Some kanjis I'm told you, see, hashi, all that. So I could have. So when you write things in hiragana, the thing is the meanings don't become. Sometimes, you have problems with the meanings. So now if you write, suppose you write anything now, it is okay, you'll understand. Leave it. Write something and leave it. And take it after 1 month and then read it, you may not be able to understand. This is again, you have written, but you won't be able to understand. Sometimes if you scribble something, after about a month or after a year, you take that. After a year, you take what is written and then try reading it. You may not be able to read because you have scribbled something. There's something like that. You won't be able to understand. Whereas if the kanji is there, you'll understand. So kanjis are there for meanings only. Understood? Kanjis are there. What is the first thing when you see a kanji? When you see a kanji, what is the first thing that you'll have to know? When you see a kanji, it's the meaning. You see a kanji, what will it tell you? It will give you the meaning. That's it. Okay. Kanjis are there for the meaning. Later comes, you will get to know the sound, because when you have to read a kanji, you'll learn the sounds. Otherwise, first thing is the meaning, then you know the sounds, then you will have to know how to write the kanji, if at all. You have to write kanjis, you'll have to know how to write kanjis. Otherwise, first thing that you'll have to note when you see a kanji is what does it mean? Then comes the sound. Okay. So that's it. Then hiragana. Okay, hiragana, where is it used? See, there are so many words where only hiragana is used. Why? They have kanjis. Kanjis are there, but they don't use kanjis. They use only hiragana. Why? That is a convention. So many words. They use hiragana only. So normally you'll have, if you see a dictionary also, you'll see usually written using kanas. But there are some, right? I've been reading a book now. I've read the translation, 2 translations I've read. Both the translations are different. So, they look like reading 2 different books. And the original, when I read, I see, there are so many kanjis which are not used these days. The kanjis that you will learn now for all this, your exam, JLPT and other things, those kanjis are not used at all. And where kana only should be used, he has used kanjis. Not the great writer, but he lived, during the Meiji times. So his book. So he has written. So what he has used is the alternate kanjis which are not used these days. And where the words have to be written only in kana, he has used kanjis. So it's taking a lot of time, because a lot of reference you got to do. Okay. But since I have read the translation, and I've read 2 translations, so I don't find it so difficult. But then anyway, the interest is there in this kanji. Where is this kanji? What kanji is this? So that is there. So kanjis are like this. So there are, some words are written only using kanas. Like I have seen people, especially our people, people who learn, they write arigato. That is written in kanji. You're not supposed to use kanji. Arigato is thank you. No? And when you write thank you, and the person who reads can't understand. So you have to write it only in kanas. In Japan and all that, where arigato is written. In Thailand, you can see in the restaurants and all that, you'll see arigato written in Bangkok and other places. You'll see arigato written in kana, hiragana. So many things are written only in hiragana. There are so many words which are written only in hiragana. And if you see a dictionary later, you'll see, usually written using, not that kanjis are there, but when you look for kanjis, usually written using kanas. So kanas are used generally as a convention for certain things. And that is how Japanese write. They use kanas. Okay, they don't use kanjis always. They use kanas. Then there are, grammar. For grammar, kanas are used. See, grammar endings, you have grammar endings. Why do you have grammar endings? In words, they change. Like verbs change. You have tenses. So verbs will change. There are so many verb forms in Japanese. Okay. Like, you have a potential form, you have a volitional form, you have so many forms. And all there, the endings. So the main part will be kanji, to tell you. The main part of the word, the unchanging part, which doesn't change. But there are endings which change, like verbs. So these are called inflections, verbs, adjectives, adverbs and all that. You'll have grammar endings. So grammar endings are in hiragana. Okay. Grammar endings are in hiragana, written only in hiragana. So for grammar, you use hiragana. And there's something else I want to tell you. When you buy some, probably you could buy a Blu-ray player or some equipment. You might buy a CD, or what is it? Some CD drive or uh, what could you call hard disk. All that you could buy. You could buy so many things, and you'll see, kanji. You'll think they are kanji. Okay, you'll think they are Japanese. What is written is in Japanese. The manuals. So what happens is, when you see that, you can be sure you have to look if you have hiragana there. If you have hiragana in what is written, then that is Japanese. Otherwise, it is Chinese. Chinese also, you got three kinds of script: Mandarin, Cantonese. Then you have got simplified Chinese also. So all that is there. So you don't know which is, whether it is Chinese or Japanese. The only thing which will tell you if it is Japanese is you'll have hiragana there. So hiragana, you'll see grammar endings, you'll see hiragana. And you'll see katakana. So in any given sentence, you'll have hiragana, kanji, hiragana, and katakana. Okay. So three scripts you'll have to look for. And you could have English also. Some English word, no? So you could have, like, you have this sometimes, you have some terms which have still not been translated, and Japanese don't want to translate that. So that you will have in English. They could write it in katakana, but then, they write it in English because to tell, then the reader will know, look, this is an English word, and it is of some recent origin. Okay. It has still not come in. So like that. Acronyms, like, abbreviation, not acronyms, all that. Like, UNICEF, UNCTAD, that's just kind of so many things are there, right? Brexit. Okay, something like this, some, acronyms and all that, you could see them in hiragana, no, English. You could see those things which have still not been taken in, some things of recent origin also. There are some terms which come in, right? So you could have English too, but you will have kanji, hiragana, and katakana in any given sentence. So look for them. Then you will know if it is Japanese. Otherwise, you won't know. So suppose, nowadays you have all instructions. Now, suppose you can do one thing. I don't know. If you buy anything at Decathlon or IKEA, they call it IKEA in Japanese. Okay, such stores, whatever you buy will have things written in so many languages. You'll have, you buy anything at Decathlon, you'll have instructions. See, look for that. And you will see all languages. Then look for hiragana there. And that is Japanese. Okay. So after having said all this, we'll go to the lesson. So that I didn't want to take you to the lesson just like that. Now look, this book, you will be using this book, you'll have it with you even when you go to the next level and the level after that. So you keep looking into this, you'll understand plenty of things here in this lesson which you now don't understand, you'll understand it then too. So please have this. And the kanji workbook, you have it when your kanjis begin, when with lesson 4, you begin kanjis. You'll see kanjis. Lesson 1, 2, and 3, you just see hiragana, sometimes katakana. I don't know if you have katakana, but then you'll see hiragana, and you'll learn you'll start learning grammar right from the first lesson. So that's very important. Okay. Then from 4th lesson, you start learning kanjis, seeing kanjis. So from the 4th lesson, when you start the 4th lesson, you'll have the workbook with you, and you will write those kanjis, practice writing kanjis in the kanji workbook. So kanji workbook you'll have till the end, and that also you'll have to keep referring over there, writing, for to see the stroke order, to practice writing kanji. But the other kana book, I think that's enough. Now fill it up and then keep it somewhere. You don't have to take it again. Okay. But this book, you have to have it all the time. Even when you go to the higher levels. As long as you learn Japanese, I think you have to have this. So now we come to the first. This is the index. See the index. It's called Mokuji. See, you start reading right now and build your vocabulary. Okay. Mokuji. You're learning a language. Mokuji. It's the index. Okay, it's a 2 kanji word. Mokuji. That's how this word has come. Now, you see, you have the first thing you see is hiragana. So you got the hiragana chart, and it's written in hiragana. Hiragana. Actually, it is hira, kana. Kana becomes gana. Hiragana. Why? That's it. It's because of the other sound. Hira, gana. The sounds have to flow over without any kind of knock. So if you say hirakana, so when you say hiragana, that's there in any language. When 2 sounds come together, the sound that comes before, it flows over the other sound. Okay. So hiragana. Next, katakana. That's written in katakana. Ka, ta, ka, na. So that is what you will see first in the book. Hiragana and katakana. So you see the alphabets. So you have seen the alphabets, you have learned the alphabets. You have practiced writing the alphabets too. The next thing you'll have to learn is numbers. That's what we learned, right? Any language. When we went to school, the first thing we learned was alphabets. Then we learn the numbers. Numbers are like alphabets. That's it. So numbers, Suji. Now you'll see G there. G means a script, character. Actually, G means a character. So Suji, numbers written with these characters. So Suji are numerals, numbers. Now you have 20 lessons here. After you learn numbers, you've learned numbers and the alphabets. Then you go on to the lessons. Now you have 20 lessons here. Okay. And 20 lessons, after which you have appendix. Then you have answers, the exercises, you have the answers to those questions there. So page 2 and 3, you have hiragana, which you have already seen. Then you have 4 and 5, you have katakana. You've seen that too. Now comes, okay, you can close your book now. I'll tell you the numbers. Okay, repeat after me. How to say your numbers. Ichi,
Ichi,
ni,
ni,
san,
Sang,
chi,
Chi,
ni,
go,
Go,
roku,
Roku,
shichi,
Chichi,
hachi,
Hachi,
ku,
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 ju.
Ju,
ju,
So you have said numbers up to 10. Okay, again first. Chi,
Ichi,
ni,
chi,
Ni,
ni,
sa,
Sa,
chi,
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 go,
Go,
roku,
Roku,
shichi,
Chichi,
hachi,
Hachi,
ku,
Ku,
ju.
Ju,
Again, ichi,
Ichi,
ni,
ni,
san,
sang,
chi,
chi,
go,
go,
roku,
roku,
shichi,
shichi,
hachi,
hachi,
ku,
ku,
ju.
ju,
Once more, ichi,
ichi,
ni,
ni,
san,
sang,
chi,
chi,
go,
go,
roku,
roku,
shichi,
shichi,
hachi,
hachi,
ku,
ku,
ju,
ju,
chi,
chi,
ni,
Ni,
san,
sang,
chi,
chi,
roku,
go, roku,
shichi, hachi,
shichi,
ku,
hachi, ku,
ju.
Ju,
So you can say it fast. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Say it fast. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku,
chi, ni,
shichi,
san,
hachi.
yon,
Okay. Ichi,
chi,
ni,
hachi,
san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Okay. Ichi, ni, san, shi,
san,
go,
yon,
roku, shichi, hachi,
shichi,
ku,
hachi,
ju.
ku, ju,
Ichi, ni, san,
ichi, ni,
shi,
san,
go,
yon,
roku,
go,
shichi,
shichi,
hachi, ku,
hachi,
ju.
ju,
Okay, fast. You got to keep saying it fast. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku,
ichi, ni,
shichi,
san,
hachi,
go, roku,
shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. So you say the numbers up to 10. Ichi, ni,
ichi,
san,
ni, san, yon, go, roku,
shi,
shichi, hachi,
go, roku, shichi,
ju,
hachi, ku, ju. So these are numbers up to 10. Okay. So you have learned numbers 1 to 10. Now, I'll give you some time to breathe. Meanwhile, I'll tell you something. There is a number 4. 4 you have. It's she. It is she. Okay. 4 is she. Ichi ni sanshi. But something. These are all, how. This was not how they said their numbers before kanjis came in. Before kanjis came into Japan, numbers were said differently. Like hitotsu, futotsu, like that. It was different. But when kanjis came in, it made it very simple to say those numbers. Okay. So kanjis came in for these numbers, and those numbers are written in kanjis, in very formal letters, in formal everything. You'll see kanjis written, numbers written in kanji. But otherwise, what do they use for numbers? They use the numbers that we use, like the Hindu Arabic numerals, right? That is what they use. 1, 2. So you don't have to use kanjis. But very formal documents and all, they have these numbers in kanji, written in kanji. Okay. Kanjis brought in these sounds, ichi, ni, san, shi, and all were kanji sounds. So kanjis came in with sounds. And those sounds are ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, and ju. But 4, the sound is she. They were quite okay with this, and they were saying she, no problem. But kanjis kept coming in, no, in so many waves. Like first kanjis did not come from China. It came in from Korea. The first kanjis that came into Japan came in from Korea. Then what happened? These people had trade relations and all diplomatic relations and all with China. China, I told you, they had plenty of things to learn, to import, to get from China. So there were missions to China. So many missions went there. Mission in the sense what? Ships went there, carrying what? Scholars, religious scholars, merchants. Then trade. Then you had people, students going there to study and all that. Most of the education was religious education. So people went there. So they brought in a lot of kanjis. And a lot of kanjis came in because people came in from China, came to Japan from China, Korea and all that. They brought in a lot of kanjis. So it came in so many waves. Okay. So as I said, 4 was she and Jap. They were happy saying 4, she. Then one of the waves brought in a kanji. Sound was she. It had the sound she. But that kanji meant death. It meant death. Now, death is not a nice thing. I mean, nobody wants to keep saying death, right? And death was not, the Shinto belief. Shinto is the state religion, right? Shinto belief said, that is how they, that was their traditional belief. It is not like Buddhism, which went from somewhere, which went from China to Japan. But Shinto was their, you could call it their religion. And the Shinto belief, brought death out. Death, like, death was seen to be very unclean. Okay. Not auspicious, not clean also. Like how it is here, no? If you go to some, if somebody dies, you go there, you come back. Even we consider it not very clean, right? So you have a bath and all that. No. You put all those clothes for wash. You don't wear that. And you don't have anything to eat till you have a bath and all that. It's exactly like that. The Shinto belief was death was not, death was seen to be very unclean, inauspicious, and all that. So what happened was, so that kanji meant death, and this again, if they say she, they will be reminded of that. It's not very okay. So what they did was, they gave it another sound. They gave it another sound, yo, yo. But, this is not done away with. This she is still used, but not so much as yo. It has its own limited use, but then, like, April, last month, it was Shigatsu, the 4th month. Gatsu is month, Shi is 4. So Shigatsu, you use it there. Otherwise, generally you use yo. Okay. Like 4 o'clock is yoji. You say yoji. Use for. Another thing, in Japan, be very careful. Don't give anything if you're giving anything, any gift or something. Don't give anything in 4. 4 is very bad. They don't, it's like, something that it's never done. Nothing in 4. So 4 is very unlucky. In Japan, the unluckiest number is 4. Then you have, then how will you give? So if you buy cutlery, if you buy cups, anything, spoons, everything comes in 5. In Japan, it's all in 5. Here we have it in 6. If you buy cups, you get 6. Their pack has 4. Okay. I don't know, man. What happened was, my niece, she got me, a box of fork, knife, all that she got. Okay. Everything was in 4. Tesco, the pack was in 4. I don't know how. So if a Japanese goes there, he will not buy it. Everything, 4 knives, 4, all that. That one of those things she gave me was a box of this. Gave us. So I used to think, I don't think this will work in Japan. So Japan, it is 5. Here we have 6, right? Okay. Next number, you have 7. 7 is there's nothing wrong about 7. 7 is a very lucky number. In the sense, in China, in Japan, and all that, they have 7 gods of prosperity. 7 gods of prosperity. So 7 is a nice number. It's a good number. Like here also, 7 is a good number. 5 is a good number. Like here in India also, 5 is a good number. 8 is a very lucky number. 8. In Japan, 8 is a lucky number. In China, 8 is a lucky number. So 4 is a number, and there's nothing as bad as 4. Any 7. Okay, 7 is a lucky number. There's nothing wrong about 7. But why do they have another sound? Shichi. They have nana. There's a sound nana, alternate sound. Shichi is okay. Shichi is okay. But they have another sound nana. Why? Because, when Japanese say shichi, right? The person who listens could mistake it for ichi. Ichi is also, and if you listen to Japanese talk, if they say shichi, you'll hear it as ichi. And if they say ichi, you'll hear it as shichi. Ichi and shichi, they sound alike. Sound the same when Japanese say it. So there shouldn't be any confusion. That's why they have nana. So they use nana a lot. For 7, they use nana. They do use shichi, like, Shichigatsu is 7th month. And there's a very important film, Japanese film called, it's called Seven Samurai in English. Okay. And it's Shichinin no Samurai. Shichinin no Samurai in Japanese. So they use Shichinin. But they use nana also for 7. Then the next thing, for 9, there is a sound. It's actually ku. I said ku-ju, I said. So ku. But there's another, a kanji came, and again, these were all kanji sounds only. A kanji came in for 9, it had ku, and they were happy. They were using it. But then later the kanji came in, with the sound ku, and that meant suffering. Now, who likes suffering? It meant suffering. And the Japanese have seen enough of it. Okay. So, even then, I'm not talking of the war and all that. Even before, any time there could be a calamity. So much of suffering they went through, and then poverty, all that. So, ku meant suffering. So what they did was they didn't want to be reminded of that. And, they gave it another sound, Q. So 9 has sounds Ku and Q. Ku is also used. It's not that Ku is not used, but not much. You use Q. So that is why you have 3 numbers. You have alternate sound for 3 numbers. So Shichi, Yo, Shi, Yo, Shichi, Nana, Ku, Q. Okay. Now, after having seen this, and 8 is a very lucky number. Because you'll wonder what is a lucky number now. 8 is a very lucky number. Now, say the number once again. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Then you say it like this, but then, so when you count, ichi, ni, now suppose you're counting things, there are how many bags here? Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi. Or if I count how many students, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, like this. But say nana, you remember, yo is for 4, alternate sound for 4. Nana is the alternate sound for 7, and Q is the alternate sound for 9. So ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju. Now comes 11. How do you say 11? Ju, ichi. That means 10, 1. Ju, ni, 10, 2. Ju, san. Ju, yong. Not ju, yo, because the sound will change. Ju, yong. Ju, go. Ju, rok. Like this. Till, you say till 20. Now, this is almost like how we say a number, like numbers in our languages. I'm not talking of Hindi. I'm talking of Tamil, Malayalam and all that. It's like this. Ichi, 10 is Ju. Okay. 10, 1. That's how we say, 11. 10, 1. That's only 11, right? 10, 2. 10, 2 only, how do you say that?
12.
10, 3. No, how do you say? I heard we say 12, but how do you say?
12, it's a casual thing, but when you see a proper Tamil, it is 12.
12, correct. So that is actually 10 and 2. 10 3. Okay.
13
13.
14
14.
all
That's
starts
it.
with
Same thing. Same thing. How will you say 20?
20
Ah,
20
இரு 10. That is 210. That's why you say Juni is 12. Ju Sang 13. Same logic. Ju Ichi. Ju Ni. Ju Sang. Ju Yo. Ju Go. Ju
Roku
Ruk. Ju
Nana
Nana. Ju
Hachi
Hachi. Ju
Q
Q. Ju. Then what will come?
30
Ni.
20
Niju. So Niju Ichi. இரு
Niju
10 1. So Niju Ichi. Niju Ni. Niju Sang. Like this go on. So how do you say 550?
Goju
Goju. How do you say 55?
Goju Goa
Goju go. Correct. Goju go.
Goju Go
How will you say Goju? How do you say 57?
Gojuhan.
Goju
Goju Nana.
Nana
Goju
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 Nana.
Nana
Okay. How will you say 70?
Nanaju
Nanaju.
Nanaju Nanaju
Okay. Then how will you say? You can even say Shichiju. Okay. Okay.
Shichiju
Then how will you say 80?
Hachiju
Hachiju.
85?
Hachiju.
Hachiju Go Hachiju Go
86?
Hachiju Roku
Okay. 88?
Hachiju Hachi
Hachiju? Hachi.
Hachi
Okay. Then how will you say 99?
Roku.
Q
Kuju.
Q Q
Kuju Q.
Qju Q
Qju
Q.
Q. Okay. How will you say 91?
Qju. Ichi.
Qju Ichi
Qju Ichi. 95?
Qju.
Qju Go
Qju Go. 96?
Qju.
Qju
Roku.
Roku
92?
Qju.
Qju Ni
Okay. Then how will you say 100?
100 is 10 tenths
No. It's
Qju
Hyaku. There's a word for 100.
Hyaku.
Hyaku. How will you
Hyaku.
write Hyaku? You know how will you write Hyaku? He and a small ya. That becomes Hya.
yeah
And then add Ku.
Ku.
He and the small ya makes it Hya. And Hyaku. So you got two kanas. One, the first kana is Hya. And the second kana is Ku. So Hyaku is
100
100. How will you say 120?
Hyakuju.
Hyaku
Hyakujuni.
Niju
Hyaku
Niju
Niju. How will you say 112?
Hyakujuni.
Hyaku
Hyaku Juni.
Juni Hyaku Juni
How will you say 118?
Hyaku Ju
Ju.
Hachi
Hachi.
Hachi. How will you say 180?
80
Hyakuju.
80 or 18
Hyaku Hachiju. 180. How will you say 175?
Hyaku Hachi Go Hyaku Hachi
Hyaku
Go
Nanaju Go. Correct.
Nana
How will you say 199?
Hyakuju.
Hyaku
Q.
Very good. Hyaku Kyuju Q. 199. Then how will you say 200?
Nihyaku.
Very good. 220. 220.
Nihyakuju. Niju.
Ni Hyaku Niju. 275.
Ni Hyaku.
Nana.
Ju.
Nana
Nana. Nana Ju. Do.
Najugo. Nanajugo.
Go. Yeah. Ni hyaku nanaju go. Ni hyaku nanaju go. Okay. Okay. 277.
Ni.
Niyaku.
Nana.
Nana
Ju.
Ju.
Nana.
Very
Nana.
nice. Ni hyaku nanaju nana.
Nanaju Nana.
Ni hyaku nanaju nana.
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 Okay. Now we come to 501.
Go here.
Go. Go Hyaku.
500 is
Go hyaku ichi.
Yuichi.
Good. Go hyaku ichi.
Go.
Okay. 555.
Go.
Go. Go Hyaku. Go Ju. Go.
Go.
Very good. Go hyaku goju go. Okay. Now I'll give you one more word, number 999.
Q. Yaku. Q.
900
Q.
is Q.
Ju. Ju.
Kyuju. Q.
I can say it properly.
999.
Q. Q.
999.
Yes. Q.
Q.
No, it's
Hyaku.
not Q. There should be a
Q.
999. See, 999.
So 9 is Q.
Q.
Hyaku.
How many hundreds? How many hundreds?
Ju.
900.
900 means how will you say it?
Q.
Q hyaku. And how many tens?
9
Q.
tens.
9 tens.
So
Q
Kyuju.
hyaku kyuju.
Q.
Q hyaku kyuju Q. Okay. Q hyaku kyuju Q. Okay, 995.
Q. Hyaku.
Q. Yaku. Kyuju. Go.
Q hyaku kyuju go.
Go.
Okay. So 999 is Q hyaku kyuju Q.
Go.
Okay, then so 1000, 1000. 1000 is sen. 1000 is sen. Just sen.
Sen.
1000 is sen. Se is 1000. Hyaku is 100. Okay, see, look at this. Ichi is 1. Okay, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kuju. Of course, you have that yo, nana, all that. Then what happens? Ju is 10. 100 is hyaku. Sen is 1000. Okay. Sen is 1000. Let us see. This year, no? This year is 2024. But Japanese will never say 2024 and all. You'll have to say it, read the number. So how will you read 2024?
Ni sen.
How many sens are there?
Nisen.
Nisen.
Ni sen,
Nisen.
Niju.
niju,
Yon.
Niju Yon. Yon.
ni sen, niju, yon. Okay, is 2024. Okay. Now 1500.
Ni
Sen.
Sen.
1500.
Sen.
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 Go here.
For 1000, you
Go.
it's enough if you say
Go.
sen. Okay. If for
Go.
2000, you'll have to say ni sen, san sen, all that. For 1000, you say sen. That's all.
Sen.
Sen.
1500.
Go. Huku.
Go Hyaku.
No. Okay, one the sen. So sen, go hyaku,
What number did you say, sir?
go hyaku. That's all. 1500. Yeah. Okay. 1700.
Sen. Nana.
Sen.
Nana. Nana Hyaku.
Sen, nana, hyaku.
Hyaku.
Okay. Tell me. 9,999. 999. How will you say that?
9 cent, 9 yaku,
Okay. 9 sen, 9 hyaku, 9 ju, and 9. How will you say that?
Q sen.
Q cent, Q
Q
yaku,
sen,
Yaku. Q
Q
ju.
shaku.
Q sen,
Ju.
Q ju, sorry,
Q.
Q
Q
hyaku,
sen, Q hyaku, Q
hyaku,
ju, Q.
Q ju, Q.
So 10,000 is what? 10,000 is man.
Ju sen.
Man.
Man.
Ma is man. So now look, you know 1 to 10. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kuju, you know. And you know yo for 4, nana for 7, alternate sounds. And then Q
Q
for
for 9.
after which you got to know 100,
Yaku.
1,000,
Yaku, sen,
yaku,
1000,
sen, and man.
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 In which other language did you learn numbers so fast up to 10,000? Correct? So that is it. It's only because of the logic, that's all. Okay. See, in Hindi, I had a lot of problems, you know, numbers are little set different, right? But in the southern languages, okay, but even in Telugu, no, it's a little different. I don't know. Kannada also is, I think, different. I keep hearing, but Tamil, no,
Easy.
exact. And Malayalam is also. Malayalam is nothing but Tamil. Same. So it's almost the same. And Telugu, it's a little different. But anyway, see this logic. That's all. Like this logic. So you have numbers. These are numbers. And then you'll ask me how to write. Okay, you'll learn the kanjis. Don't worry. Kanjis up to 10 you'll learn. You'll learn the kanji for 100. You'll learn the kanji for 10,000 also. Okay. And that in the lessons which follow. So don't worry about that. But do you need to write kanjis for numbers? Numbers in kanjis? No. You write the numbers that you use. Okay. Even you see in the number plates, registration number plates in Japan. Of course, here we have alphabets. Where you have alphabet, they have kanji. Like you see in Japan, right? You will see Shinagawa, the place where it is. Like this, you have names. The alphabet kanjis you have, and then you have numbers are the same numbers. Those internationally accepted numbers. Okay. So you have these numbers only there. You don't have numbers in kanjis. But kanjis are used in very formal, like in documents and all they use kanjis. Okay. Now, those are numbers. Okay, you can read them. See here. Ichi, ni, san. Then you have shi. Tick that shi. That is a number. Shi. But that yo, is an alternate sound. And that yo is not an alternate sound. Yo becomes yo. When it comes together, with some other number, as you say, like san, san becomes, san only, yeah. But what follows that, the sound will change. Sen becomes zen. That's it. So don't bother about that. We'll see that later. Yo, because of the change that occurs in the sound. That's it. But she and yo. Tick she and tick yo. But she is first thing, you'll have to remember. Then you have for 9, for 7, you have shichi and nana. Okay. Then you have for 9, you have q and ku. Okay. Then 10 is ju. See, 11 is ju ichi. 12, ju ni. Jusa. Now you have Jushi for 14, Juyon also, but normally you hear it as Juyon, then Jugo, Juroku, then Junana and Jushichi, Juhachi, Jukyu and Juku, but Jukyu is what you hear always, but you do have Juku, otherwise you won't have it here. Then Niju. Okay, after which again go Niju Ichi, Niju Ni, Niju San, like that. Okay. Kyaku is 100, Sen is 1000, Man is 10,000. Though we are supposed to see only up to 20 now, but I have given you 10,000, Man, Hyaku, Sen, and Man. Okay. That done, we'll go to the next thing in that page. Okay, it's one second. I have to give you a break. I'll give you a break now, but we'll finish this in. There's Kotoba. 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 See, and then you will see what is this. It's not ku, okay? It's not ku. If that is ku, what is this on this side? So those are brackets. Those are brackets. Okay. This is how they write brackets. Kotoba means words. Kotoba has also got meaning language. You just give that or write that also. Words, language. Kotoba, write language too. Then you have hyogen. Hyogen. These mean what hyogen means is expressions. Hyogen is is expression. Hatten. It's a syllabic stop there. So hatten. So hatten is here. You have it given as step up. You can also write development. Hatten is development. I'll tell you what it is. Hatten is development. Next, you have Renshu. Renshu is practice. You'll see it in all the lessons. This one. Okay. So practice. Renshu is practice. Renshu. These are kanji words. Hatten is a kanji word. Hyogen is a kanji word. So there are two kanjis, hyo and gen. Hatten, two kanjis. Hatsu and ten. Becomes hatten. Then ren, shu, two kanjis. Ren, shu. So these are all kanji words. Renshu means practice. Okay. Now, what is hyogen? Hyogen means expressions. In every language you got expressions. Some special expressions. So these have to be learned to speak the language, well. So that is hyogen. And hatten. Hatten is development. See, what is the meaning of development, Stephen? So I think you can take a break now. It's 7:35. We'll get back at 7:40. So 7:35. So 7:40 we will get back. You can take a break. Good job. Yeah. So shall we begin? So that Hatten, what is this Hatten? So in every lesson, see, a lesson will tell you so much. Okay. We can't put in everything there. There are so many things that this lesson will lead you on to. Okay. So you go through the lesson and that will take you somewhere, lead you on to so many things, probably related to the lesson or something like that. Okay. So Hatten is actually a development on this lesson. This lesson, you don't see these things in this lesson, but then you have to know this also. It's good to know it. So that will lead you on to that. So that is the development on the lesson. Yeah. So that is Hatten. So in every lesson you have, after the lesson you see Hatten. So that is where you'll see things that you have not seen in the lesson, but which are which are important too. Because we can't bring everything into the lesson, right? Then you have Renshu, practice. So after the lesson, you have Renshu. So you will have to do that. And that, what we'll do is, we'll do it together. Like, you all join interactive classroom. So what happens is you're all there. So we'll do it together. Renshu. So let it be very interactive and then please do join. Okay. Don't keep away. Doesn't matter. And then there's another thing I would like to tell you. See, we are all learners, right? So what, you don't have to always be correct. Why should you always get the correct answer? Is it there anywhere? You have not given any undertaking like that, no? All my answers will be correct. Nothing like that. Let all your answers be wrong. No problem. Okay. So don't come, it's like this. Don't ever think, my answer is wrong. No, I don't know if I know the correct answer or that. So please participate. Even if your answers are wrong, They are good. Okay. So please participate, and now you shouldn't be thinking about correct answers, wrong answers. Your answer is an answer. Okay. And that should help you learn. That's all. So Renshu, you'll participate. It will be done after the class. Probably if I cannot do it, suppose I finish the lesson today, I'm not able to do the Renshu, I'll do it in the next class. Okay. And that time, so you'll also be reading. So please do participate. Then, after the Renshu, you'll have exercise. That exercise, you will do it after the class. Now, suppose you were in the classroom, the class was in the classroom. It will be like homework. It's not homework, I don't give any homework. But after the class, you will do it. And then, what happens is, I will review the exercise. So you check the answers, what you've got. So if you have got a different answer, why is it? Is it okay? Is that answer okay? All that you will be able to understand. Another thing, if it's the correct answer, I'll tell you why this is the correct answer. If you have not got the answer correct, I'll say why you haven't got the right answer. Okay. So I will review the exercise. Renshu will do it together. Okay. That's how I normally do. And I hope you will join me for the Renshu. Review, of course, you will do it. I'll review the exercise, and check your answers. This is very good, actually, good practice. Okay, now comes the next thing. Characters. So I told you, these are all conversations, right? See the structure, see how the lessons are, see the structure of the lesson, see how the character of the lesson, all that. Any lesson, see 20 lessons, all the 20 lessons are conversations. Okay. And these are conversations, and the situations are different. It could be in a shop, it could be in the classroom, it could be like this, at the, doctor's place, at the hospital, all that. Different situations and the conversations that happen. And then you have, all these, the situations all are in Chennai, okay, in India and Chennai. At the next level, you will see everything happening in Japan. So here, the first level, this book, the city, the place, the location is Chennai. And then you have characters. So definitely, if there are conversations, you have characters, right? And who do you find? You will find 3 Japanese and 3 Indians. And characters, now you see, how do you say characters in Japanese? Characters in a play, in a skit, in a drama, all that. To, jo, jin, butsu. So, tojo, jin, butsu. Tojo, jin, butsu. That's how you read. Tojo, jin, butsu. This is the word. How did this word come about? 4 kanji words. 4 kanjis. To, that's a kanji. Jo, another kanji. Jin, another kanji. Butsu, another kanji. So 4 kanjis. Okay. And later, you'll see this Tojo Jin Butsu written in kanji. So you'll see 4 kanjis. So there are so many words like this. But right now, those are not your level kanjis. So when you come to that level, you will see that. Okay. But the Jin you will see. Jin, you will see in this level only. So Tojo Jin Butsu. Butsu also I think anyway, let us see. But don't have to bother about kanji. So Tojo Jin Butsu is, what does it mean? It means characters. Now who are the Tojo Jinbutsu? Who are the Tojo Jinbutsu in this book? One, Tanaka.
Tanaka.
These are all family names. In Japanese, you only address anybody using his or her family name. In fact, sometimes even you may not know the first name also. But even if you know the first name, you will only use the surname, family name. So Tanaka,
Hayashi.
Suzuki,
Suki.
Hayashi.
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 Now you see all these are in kanas, no? Hiragana, right?
Yes. Katakana.
But you'll see everything in kanji. Japanese names you'll see only in kanji. Tanaka and all you'll see it immediately. Written in kanji.
Chu.
Then Ashok.
Ashok.
Ashok. So how you write it? Ashok.
Ashok. You. So.
Ashok. Okay. There's no. So Ashok.
Ashok.
So but how do you say Ashok? Ashok. See, when you say Ashok also, there's a small, how it ends, Ashok. See that? Ashok. There's almost a ku there, right? Then Raja.
Raja.
Then Devi.
Devi.
There's no V, So Devi.
Maybe.
So if your name is Devi, then there it is Devi.
Yes.
That's all it is. So you have 6 characters. You'll see in most of the lessons. You'll see all of them, you'll see some of them. But they are the characters in your lesson. Now the first lesson. You see, lesson 1 that is in English, given in English. But you have 1 and ka. What is the ka? Ka means lesson. Please circle that and write lesson. Now you'll ask, what is this ka? How is ka a lesson? There's a kanji. The sound is ka. A kanji, that sound is ka. What does that kanji mean? The kanji means so many things. Ka, it can mean lesson, it can mean paragraph, it can mean section, lesson. All these, that kanji means so many things. So lesson, paragraph also. Chapter, lesson, paragraph, section, all these are, that kanji will tell you. That kanji. So when will you write that kanji? After you see it. But I don't know if you have it in this level. That kanji. 1 second, let me check. No, in this level you don't have it. So next level you see that kanji. After which you will use the kanji. Or you will see the kanji only. You will use the kanji. And that kanji, the sound is ka. The meaning of it is lesson. So ichi, that is ichi is 1, right? And ka. So how will you read it as? Ikka. How will you read it? Ikka. You won't say ichika. You say ikka. This is lesson 1. No, so far, no, just understand it as lesson 1. Okay. After which you have brackets. So something given, the lesson name, the lesson is given on the bracket. The title of the lesson, the name of the lesson. It's ha, ji, me. See, I'll tell you something. If things are written in kana, Japanese is the easiest language to read. There is no problem reading Japanese because you know the sound of the kana. Say the sound. That's all. Ha, you know ha. G is G. Me is me. Ma, she, te.
Te.
So you say
Hajime
syllable
mashi.
after syllable. Ha, G, me, ma, she,
Shi.
te.
Te.
Haji,
Hajime mashi te.
but you don't read like that. No, you don't read a word like that. Ha, ji, me, ma, she, te. I won't read like that. No, Rahul. I won't say Rahul. I will read Rahul only. No, I won't say R, A. Will I read or Ra, Hu? So Japanese you read it like this. Ra, Hu. That's all. But in English you have R, A. But in so Japanese, when you read kana after kana, you know how to say the kana. Say it together. So ha, ji, me, ma, she, te. Okay. But say it together. Haji me,
Hajima.
hajime mashite,
Mashite.
hajime mashite, hajime ma. Then say it. Hajime first. Ha, ji, me, ma, she, te. You're learning it. No? The first time you're seeing Japanese. So ha, ji, me, ma, she, te. Haji me mashite, haji me mashite, haji me mashite. Then haji me mashite. Haji me mashite is what you tell someone when you meet someone for the first time. You're meeting someone. Suppose I meet you for the suppose I'm meeting you for the first time. I haven't met you so far. I'm meeting you now. I say haji me mashite, and I bow also. I have to bow. Hajime mashite. What's the meaning of that? It's
Nice
like,
to
you know,
meet you.
I'm beginning a kind of new relationship with you.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet you.
That is how we say in English. Okay. English is
Hajime
it is nice to meet you. So when I speak Japanese, I cannot say nice to meet you. I have to say something in Japanese. And what I say in Japanese will be hajime mashite.
Hajime
It
mashi.
doesn't mean nice to meet you. The only thing is you say nice to meet you in English. Here you say hajime mashite. Okay. Hajimeru, that word only means, you know, to begin something for the first time. First time. So once I meet you today and I say Hajime Mashite and I don't meet you for about a month, I meet you after a month, I won't say Hajime Mashite again. How many times can you meet someone for the first time?
Only once.
Only once. So only once you will say this. In your lifetime, you will say only now I say Hajime Mashite. Now after your batch is over, after the course is over, I don't know. Suppose we meet later sometime. I won't say Hajime Mashite again. Understood? Because you can say it only once. And when do you use the Hajime Mashite? When you're meeting someone for the first time and you're introducing yourself. When you introduce yourself, you say this. Hajime Mashite. After that, what will you say? I am so and so. I am somebody, right? I have to say who I am. But I don't have to say I work for this company, I work for this person, I hold this position, I'm this thing. You don't have to say anything like this. What you have to say is Hajime Mashite, then you have to say I'm so and so. And after which, after you tell your name, you have to say Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. That is dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Now, what is that? You know, these are all, you know, like, you know, something they carry from, you know, the past, right? It's a burden they carry. Like, you know, there were times when, you know, you have to be very careful and speak, you know, when you speak to someone. There could be someone, you know, superior to you in so many things, status. You may be below them in status or something. And then there were classes, right? You have samurais. Then you have next was farmers. Then you have artisans. And then finally, the last class was traders. No respect for traders. Understood? Traders were the last. So farmers came next. Of course, they had that state because they produced food, rice. Farmers produced rice. So very important. Then comes artisans because they made things like sword, weapons, utensils, whatever they made things, So they are artisans, and for the traders, the least. I mean, they are not even considered anyone, worth respect. Why? Those days I'm talking. Because they felt these fellows didn't produce anything. They lived off other people's toil. They worked. There were other people who worked, and these people lived off them. Right? They didn't do anything. They didn't produce anything. They didn't create anything. So, not respected at all. So, imagine, you have the samurai, and they are that class. They were the elite, and they had the license to kill. They could kill, just kill. But they felt that you showed disrespect, or you didn't speak properly, rude or something. So then what happened? Most of the people didn't speak much. They were doing their work. They worked. They didn't speak much. So if at all they had to speak, they say, "I am so and so." Dozo yoroshiku onegai shimasu means what? Please be kind to me. Please be kind to me. Like it has come down from that time. These are all greetings. Okay. Greetings are all from the past. Okay. We don't make new greetings. It's all from the past. And we say those things. In Japanese, it's full of greetings. Every point of time, every step of the way, you have some greeting or the other. Okay. So this lesson, you'll learn a lot of greetings. Then this lesson is about introducing yourselves. You'll have to say who you are. Okay. So when normally when they introduce themselves, right, they exchange card. So when two people meet and they introduce themselves to each other, they exchange cards, name cards. They're called name cards, meishi. And that card will have everything. Right now, it has your name, your address, all that, whatever is there in your business card will be there. Now in Japan, you have a card which will have, on one side, you'll have things written in English. The other side, you'll have things written in Japanese. Your name will be in Japanese. If your name, it will be in katakana. In Japanese names, you'll have kanji. But everything the card will say. So that's why you don't have to say who you are, where you work, all that. The card will say it. So you have to say only three things. Hajime mashite, and so and so. And dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Which is what you will see in this lesson. But there is grammar. And what is that grammar? I told you I won't be using the board. Okay. So I'll share a screen. So treat this as your whiteboard. So if I were in the classroom, I won't be using this. I'll be using the board. But here I'll use this. So I'll share the screen. Okay, now. Now in Japanese, I told you about the first thing. There are a few things I'll have to tell you. I told you 46 sounds, 46 kanas. So one kana cannot stand for another sound. Each kana has a sound. Now, that is, I was speaking of kana. That is when you write a word and all that. Okay. If the kana, if there's a sound, you will have a kana for that sound. But this is grammar. I'm speaking of grammar now. When it comes to grammar, right, especially, and you'll see it right now. Three kanas are used, and they take another sound. They acquire a new sound, other sound. I'll tell you about that. That I'll have to tell you. Then there's another thing. In Japanese, there is a very important part of grammar that you will learn in this level. All the, that I told you about this part of grammar, you will learn in this level. Okay, you won't learn anything after this in the next level. This level is about this. What is it? These are called particles. Particles. And what are these particles? Particles are, connectors. You have words, no? You have words. You know now words and you write them with kanas. Now, one word will have to be connected to another word, no? In a sentence, how do you make sentences? You can't just simply put words. If there is a word that has to, there are 5 words in a sentence, that each of these words has to be connected, to another word. So one word has to relate to another word. This has to relate to this word. And that word has to relate to the next word. So like this, they are connectors. And these particles are connectors. Without particles, you cannot have a sentence. Another thing, these particles have meanings. Have meanings. Some of them have meanings. Some of them are there because of the role they play. One is they have meaning. Some particles have meaning. Some particles have a role to play. Like, you have, in English, you have prepositions, right? So now see, in English, you say book, table. You can't connect. You have to have something to say that the book is somewhere. Book is on the table or book is under the table. So these things, this is what connects book and the table. So like this, you have particles. These are called particles. And one important thing is prepositions come before. That's why they're called preposition. Particles come after. Particles will come after. Okay. So we'll see all that. We are going to see particles. We are going to see this, particle. And next thing, what will we see? This, when you speak Japanese, your sentences will end in this. That's how your sentence will end. Or if sentences can end in verbs also. Verbs can end sentences, adjectives can end sentences, or nouns can end sentences. So if they are verbs will end in mas. That's why you say no, Ohayo gozaimasu. Mas. You must have heard mas. Verbs will end in mas. If they are nouns or adjectives, you'll see des ending the sentence. That's why this mas will be very important. And when you speak Japanese, we are all, not Japanese. When we speak Japanese, we'll have to speak our sentences will have to end in des or mas. Why? If you end in des or mas, it's being respectful. It's being polite. If you don't end in des and mas, you'll be speaking plain Japanese. Plain Japanese is spoken among very close friends, among very close friends, among, probably in the house, within the house, when in your home, probably yes, you'll speak plain. But outside, no. Even among Japanese, a Japanese, the language he speaks in his home and outside his house will be totally different. It has to be very respectful outside. If among Japanese it is like that, definitely we don't have any right to speak plain language. And another thing, remember, Japanese will never speak plain language to you, any Japanese. So if they don't speak plain Japanese, what will you speak? You'll have to speak polite Japanese. So remember one thing. There is plain Japanese. I told you who speaks plain. Among very close friends. So very close friends in the family, very familiar it is. And Japanese, don't get familiar. Like, they don't become very familiar with people. So there is plain Japanese, polite Japanese, okay? Then there is even super polite Japanese. That also you'll see later. But right now you'll see plain and polite. There is plain Japanese, polite Japanese. So you'll be speaking only polite Japanese, okay? And people only will speak polite Japanese to you. So if they speak only polite Japanese, you'll also have to speak polite Japanese, okay? So that is there. So your sentences will end in desu mas. Okay. Then I'll share a screen now. Let us see what is there in this. So this is your whiteboard. Okay. This is your board. So as I, show you this, you can take down notes. Okay. So lesson 1. Before I come to lesson 1, I was telling you about particles. Particles. Now tell me, what is this I've written?
Ha.
Ha. And the next one?
No.
No.
And next?
Ka.
Ka.
Now I'll write some more particles. Right. What is this?
Hey.
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 Hey. Okay. What is this?
O.
O.
Wo.
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 W.
O. W.
Okay, now look. Those were kanas. I told you kanas, ha, he, and wo. But as particles, these 3 particles, they, that's how you write. You use these 3 kanas to write 3 of these particles. And when they used as particles, this takes a new sound. It acquires a new sound. This is, what is this sound?
Va.
Va. What is this sound?
A.
A.
What is this sound?
O.
See, look. They use this kana. This is grammar, understood? This is not for writing words. This is grammar. And these are particles. Va. So ha. So how do you write the particle va? You use this kana. But what is the sound?
Va.
Va. Now you use this kana, but what does it? What is the sound? How do you read it?
A. A.
And this one,
O.
you get it acquires this sound. So as particles, the sound it acquires is va, a, o. Okay, now I'll take this off. Please write this, okay, particle. So you can write the sound, or you can write it using the kanas. I just wrote va. So how do you read it as particle? This one.
Va.
Va. Va.
Next one.
A.
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 This one.
O.
O.
Oh. Now you'll ask me. I have tried to ask. When I saw this first, I asked myself. I just tried to find the reason for this. Why didn't they use va? They could have used va, no? Why did they use this? I've still not got an answer. So then why go behind that? Okay. Why do you have to bother? It's enough if I tell you this is. I have not got an answer. I've read so many books. I have still not got an answer. So, but what I should be telling you is, as particles, you write this, but how do you read it?
Va.
Va. This one, how do you read this?
A.
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 How do you read this?
O. O.
Okay, as kana, how do you read this?
Ha. Ha.
How do you
A.
read this?
A.
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 How do you
Wo.
read this?
Wo.
U.
Wo. He, wo,
O.
ha.
Wo.
As kanas. See, you saw, no? Hajime mashite. How did you read that? Hajime mashite.
Ha.
Ha. Ji, no.
G.
But as kana, this is wa, this is he,
A. O.
and this is
O.
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 But as particle, it is
O.
this. As particle, this is va, and as particle, this is a, and as particle, this is.
O.
So you can write this down. This is the first thing I'll have to tell you. Okay. Now, what is this kana?
No.
No, there's no,
No.
only for those three particles. This no is read as no. And how do you read this? Sorry. This one?
Ha.
Ha.
Okay. That is what I had to tell you. Okay. Now, wow. Okay, I told you these are particles. So what are particles used for?
Connectors.
Connect
Connect words.
words. That is, and another thing, you have to connect it properly, So you can't use any particle to connect. You have to make some sense. That's it. So, like you have prepositions, particles too. If you use it correctly, you convey the correct meaning. Otherwise, you may convey the wrong meaning. As a speaker, when you speak, somebody listens to you. He has to understand what you say. No? So you have to use the particles correctly. Some particles have got meaning, and some particles, you see, have a role to play, have a function. Okay. Va. You can't say it has a meaning, but it has a function. What is this function? Now, va is a topic marker. Topic marker. Now, you will think, what is this topic I'm speaking about? It's not there in any other language. Of course, when we speak about you can see when people speak our languages, there is something like a topic there. Okay, topic. What is a topic? In Japanese sentences, you have something like this called a topic.
Subject of the sentence.
No, it's not the subject. Subject is a different thing. Subject comes after this. Okay, what is a sentence? Now, before this, let me a sentence is subject, object, verb in Japanese. In Japanese, subject, object, verb. In our languages too, it's the same thing. In Indian languages, subject, object, and verb. Verb is always at the end. In English, how is it? Subject, verb,
Verb, object.
object. This is why, because the sentence structure is like this is why everyone says, no, Indians can learn this language faster. It's because of this. Our languages have this structure, whereas the Western languages, you have SVO. But SOV is Japanese. Subject, object, verb. Okay. I told you subject, object, verb is the sentence. Okay. Subject, object, and verb happens to be the sentence. Now, where is the topic? Topic is here. That is, there is a topic, and about the topic, what is said is the sentence actually. But you think the topic is outside the sentence. No, topic is a part of the sentence. It is there in the sentence, but you have to see it like this. Then you will understand this. Because another thing, no other language has got anything like this. No other language we know has got anything like this. Our languages don't have it. Now look, in Japanese, topic is a part of the sentence. But subject, object, verb is the sentence. Understood? Why I say subject, object, verb is a sentence? Because, see, look at this. The subject, who does the verb? Subject does the verb. Okay? Subject does the verb. If the verb is done to an object, then the object also comes in. Otherwise, if the verb does not have an object, there won't be the object. Verb does not take an object. The verb it does not take an object, the object won't be there. But if the verb takes an object, object will be there. See, I eat a cake. Oh, I ate a cake. I ate. What?
Yes.
A cake. So the cake is the object. But I go to I go to the station. Oh, I go to the market. Go. There is no object there. I go somewhere, but there's no object there. So that verb go does not take an object. So you have objects, you don't have object, but definitely there's a verb. So subject, verb. So subject is directly connected to the verb. Topic, is not connected to the verb. So because the topic is not directly connected to the verb, topic is not a part of the sentence. Now look. If you have to understand this better, if you think about it, you will know. Our Hindi films, much before it became Bollywood and all that. Now only people say Bollywood and other things. But before that, there used to be some songs, okay, in Hindi films. You'll see some of the very important songs. You'll see a topic said, and about the topic, a lot of things will be said. Like, you see those old songs, you'll see a topic, Zindagi. Just think about it, Zindagi. And after that, many things will be said about Zindagi. So there's a topic. This film called Sholay. There's a song, that is, they say, "Hey Dosti." And whatever comes after that is about the Dosti. If you just say the topic alone, you don't say anything. When the topic is said, you look for what is being said about the topic. I think it's there in all our old films and all. And okay, if those of you who speak Tamil, you can see people say, "Adu the vandu You know that Vandu they say, no? Before that Vandu, the Payam Vandu, something like that. That Vandu only is a, a topic marker. There's a topic there. Usually before Vandu there will be a topic. Now suppose you say, Japanese Vandu, it's very difficult. Suppose you say, so it is difficult as a sentence. You're telling things about the topic. So think of it like this. A topic is there in a sentence in Japanese, and what is said about the topic will be subject, object, and verb. Okay. Okay. We'll see more of it. And what is the particle which comes after a topic?
Possession.
Wow. Topic will be followed by a va. So if we see a va, then what comes before that is a topic. Now it takes little time to understand this because you have not seen this in any other language. That's the reason. But I told you also small instances where people, when they speak, they bring some kind of topic. So, okay, how will you understand va? I'll tell you. So, then there is a particle no. No. What is the particle no? No is a possession marker. No possession. Marker. These are, why are they called markers? Particles, no? Particles are called markers. Why are they called markers? Because they follow. What marks follows? No? Suppose you say something marks something, follows. So markers are follower. What follows? So topic marker is va. No is possession marker. Now you'll ask me, what is possession marker? Don't we use teachers? What does it mean? Teachers means what?
It belongs to the teacher. Something
Belongs to the teacher. You know what we use here?
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe. So in the place of that apostrophe, simply use no. What does it mean? Teacher no means what? Or sensei no means what?
Something belonging to the teacher.
Belongs to the teacher. Teachers.
Teachers.
Okay. Watashi is I. Watashi is
Watashi.
I. What is watashi no?
Mine.
Mine. Watashi no mine. Watashi
I.
So Sundaram san no means Sundaram sans. Netra san no means Netra sans. Rahul san no, Rahul sans. Whatever, book, bag, shirt, no, house. Look that. So Rahul san no ie means Rahul sans house. Sundaram san no ie means Sundaram sans house. That. So no is a particle. Where does no come, before or after?
After.
After. Well, see, these are like your prepositions, but prepositions come before, particles come after. Okay. So, okay. Now there's a particle ka. What is a particle ka? Simply as easy as this. Question mark. You know, we have a question mark, no? This. Don't we have this?
Yes.
To ask a question.
Instead of a question, you put ka, question mark. So a sentence ending in ka, it's a question. Understood? You don't have question marks in Japanese. Instead of question mark, what will you put?
Ha.
But these days, you find question marks where the question is not a full question. No, you find a question mark. Like suppose I say coffee. If I say coffee and I put a question mark, then coffee. Will you have coffee? So if it's not a complete sentence, then you say question marks used these days. But otherwise, questions will be with ka, will end with ka. Now look, there are three. Having said this, now we'll go into the other things. Your sentence has to end with this. I told you. This. This is like your verb is, am, are. But they are not considered verb. This is not considered verb in Japanese. They call it copula. But anyway, leave that. Let us understand it as verbs. Because is, am, are. Is, am, are. That's what this means. This. But you can hear some places in Japan, no? People in Japan saying desu. You can hear people saying des. Okay, des. What does it mean? Is, am, are. Okay. Now, any language that you speak or you know of will have three basic sentences. That is sentence structures. Three basic sentences. What are they? One is positive, that is affirmative. Positive. For every positive, there is a negative also. No? See, I am good, I am not good. That's also there. No, it's not negative, is not bad, understood. They negative. See, people understand that as negative. I am good, negative is I am bad. No, negative is not I am bad. I am bad is it's the antonym, it's an opposite. What is negative is I am good, I am not good, correct? Or you say I am a student. What is the negative?
I am not a student.
I'm not a student.
I am not a student. Okay. Okay. Doesn't mean I am a teacher. Okay, it's negative. Negative is I am not. So you have a positive, you have a negative. For every affirmative, you have a negative. Okay. Then what? What can the other thing be? Positive, negative, and a question.
Question.
There can be only three. That is interrogative. For affirmative, negative, and interrogative. Any language, you take any language. These are the three basic sentences. Other than this, you don't have any other sentence. Three basic sentences are this. One is positive. The other is negative. The other is interrogative. Now, please take this down. What is the meaning of this? This is, am, are. Now look. A, va, B, this. Now, I am giving A. I can give it as X also. I can give it a dash also. But I have used A. A, va, B, this. This is a affirmative sentence in Japanese. This is a structure. A, va, B, this. What is that va? Va is a topic marker. Okay. Okay, please take this down also. Please take this down immediately. Our topic, there is a topic and there is a subject also, I told you, subject, object, verb. Now, the thing with Japanese is, it's a challenge. You'll have to live with it and you'll have to understand it also. Look at this. Topic is there in a sentence. Subject also is there. But, please write this down. A topic is there in a sentence, the subject is also there. in a sentence. A sentence, a Japanese sentence can have a topic and can have a subject also. But if the topic, please write this down, if the topic and the subject are the same, subject is dropped. You will not see the subject in the sentence. It is dropped. If the topic and the subject are the same,
The subject is dropped.
subject is dropped, you will not see. Subject is not seen. Is not seen. And the topic will stand for the subject. Will do the work of the subject. Yeah.
Can you give an example, sir?
I'll give. No, first I want to first tell you what it is. I'll always do that. Okay, I'll tell you what. Then I'll tell you how. Then I'll tell you why. Okay. I'll give you sentences. No problem. Don't. I'll give you examples. So, eva be this is the. So write that down. If the topic and the subject are the same, the subject is dropped.
Dropped.
No, dropped in the sense subject is not seen. These are called these are the unseen subjects. It is not there in other languages. Other languages you will have the subjects in the sentence. Because remember one thing. In Japanese, pronouns are not used. In Japanese, pronouns are not there. Even if they are there, personal pronouns or anything, pronouns are not used. Understood? You'll say watashi is the pronoun. Yeah, it's a pronoun. Is used. But generally, after some time, you'll see watashi will be dropped. You will not even need watashi. Anata is you. Anata is not needed. So that is it, not necessary. So pronouns are not used. That's why subjects are not seen. If pronouns, something like pronouns were there, then you will use the pronoun. But Japanese, no. You don't have pronouns or you don't use them. So that is another reason why subjects are not. If subject and the topic are the same, definitely the subject is not seen, will be hidden. So after having said this, I'll say there are three. Okay, please take this down. Eva be this, after which I'll just Eva be this. I got this time. Negative is Eva be deva arimasen. Interrogative Eva be deska. If you don't have the time to write, no, just take a picture of it. You got your mobile phones, right? Or you can see the recorded video, no problem. So affirmative is Eva be this. But it is good to write Eva be deva arimasen and Eva be deska. Ka ends a sentence, it's a question. Now I'll take this up in the next class. Okay. What is deva arimasen? It is
No.
It's a negative
No
of
or
this.
not.
This is, please, this is, deva arimasen is not. Is not,
Yes.
am not, are not. Is
But
not,
after
am
that
not.
sentence, that small round, is it like a period or full stop or something?
Which one?
After the small round after completing that
A
sentence.
full stop.
Full stop.
In Japanese has 3 punctuation marks, comma, full stop, and quotes. That's all. No other. And punctuations are not so important, except full stop. Other comma is not important. You can put it, you know, it's not really important.
Which as if you don't have spaces in sentences.
No space also. There are so many things which are not there in Japanese, which will make you happy. But anyway, this is Eva be this, Eva be deva arimasen, Eva be deska. So this is, am, are, deva arimasen is not, am not, are not. Ka is a question. So I'll leave you with this. Sorry for taking all this time. We'll get back on Monday. And then I'll finish lesson 1. There's so much to learn there. Grammar, something more. But remember topic and the subject. Okay. And I'll give you examples and all next week. Mata,
Aswati.
Raishu.
Mata Raishu.
Next.
Raishu. Next week.
Next week.
Masarai.
Mata Raishu. Arigato.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigato.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigato.